It gets very deep though, and it can get very complicated. But if you stay focused on it, because the Chinese yin and yang gives it to us too, which is a clear circle, and then you have the white on the one side with a tiny circle of black, and then you have the darkness on this side with a tiny circle of white, which explains what I'm talking about. So if, argument's sake, the source is a tiny circle of darkness over here, if that is source, tiny little circle of darkness, and it created then itself the opposite, then it's the light, right? That's the female. That's why, but only again in the beginning point of Earth's curriculum, this is as in the macrocosm, in the microcosm. But now imagine if the source was just, oh no, I'm not even going to go that deep. I'm just going to keep it simple. So if the matter, the beginning point, is source, and then it created the female, the light, and it's in spirit, there's no physical matter there yet, right? It's just wind or whatever. Those are the two. Then they came together and they created the actual physical universe, and then Earth came, and we as the physical matter, plants, the animal kingdom, the elemental kingdom, the oceanic kingdom, the human kingdom, all of us that came out of that, that's now physical matter. That's the children from these two energies. Now it's in a physical matter. So now it's a mirror effect. So what is darkness? The beginning point in spirit, and the light is the female in spirit, is now its opposite in physical matter, because that's the mirror effect. So now that darkness, that's why our left and right side of the brain is the same thing as the macrocosm, so in the microcosm. So if the left hand is linked to the right side of the brain, it shows you the opposite. The same with the right hand is linked to the left side of the brain. Well, whatever, I think it's the light. Yeah, the left hand is linked to the right side, and the right is linked to the left side of the brain. So if that is then now in its opposite, then this is where it gets very, very tricky. The source, which is dark in spirit, right, is darkness. It's not evil. Evil was created by humans through religion, unfortunately. That's where evil came from. Evil was never the intent of source. That was purely from human. That's how powerful we are. We created those poltergeists and all those, because it's still just illusion. So if the darkness in spirit is the male, the darkness in physical matter is now the female. Okay, that is the unconsciousness I just read about in my the piece that I read about, is the unconsciousness. That's now the female in physical form, and then the light is now the father energy. That's why when people have OBD or out of body experiences, OBEs, when they have that, they say, oh, they see the light, and they yeah, follow the light. That's, you know, that's your father. Follow the light. Go back to heaven. It's the opposite from this physical form, but on that side it's opposite. So then I would say, don't follow the light, because if you follow the light, you will go back into the recyclable wheel, which is the mother in the spiritual realm. But here in physical matter, you see the light as the male energy. You see it as, oh, that's the heaven, I better follow the light. But no, in spirit, that's the female energy, which is the creation, which is now we can go create, now we can go be again, we can be born out of. Then it's the female energy, that's the recyclable, reincarnated wheel, right? But if you pass in this physical form and you stay in the darkness and you don't follow the light, you own who you are. You own that you are from the beginning source, and you will go back to the beginning source. You do not have to come do the curriculum of Earth over again. But most of us believe we have to follow the light. So we follow the light and we stay in the recyclable wheel. So that's where the awareness comes in, where you begin to get the consciousness of knowing, I don't have to fear the darkness. The darkness is not evil. The darkness is the beginning point. That's the difference, where the mirror effect comes in, because it's totally flipped. From the spirit, the male was the darkness and the female is the light, but in physical matter, it's opposite. Isn't that amazing? But that's from the macrocosm to the microcosm. So it's like looking into a microscope, and you've got a focus out, and you begin to see how tiny, finite us humans truly are, and then to try and explain the infinite. It is no wonder Jesus came to try and do it 2,000 years ago, and Buddha and all those other religious masters or teachers who came to try to teach us. It was so vast and so amazing, but we had to kill them because we couldn't realize it, and we stayed in the darkness, which was the first energy, which is, unfortunately, it has to, because if it now, say that the beginning point was darkness, right? That is the male energy, and it's just wholeness, oneness, completeness, nothingness, right? What is its opposite? Separation, loneliness, fear, anger, depression, whatever. But it had to. If I wanted to now come and express myself in physical matter, I have to start at my opposite, as he did. The male energy, the darkness, who created its opposite, the light, the female, to make sure that it can happen. Now, what if it is now here? The darkness then has to come at its opposite: loneliness, separation, war, fear, all that stuff, unfortunately. But God was saying, or source, or whatever you want to call it, was saying, whoa, if I want to experience and express myself being who or whatever I am at this moment, and I want to go and experience something different than I am, that's matter, I have to start at my opposite. So I hope whoever gets born into that remembers and wake up from it, so that the ultimate intent can happen, is bring who I truly am in physical matter. And what am I? Wholeness, completeness, nothingness, where there is no fear and stress and worry and wars. There's just peace. Just